This is your weekly YouTube channel audit livestream. All you need to do is use the correct link in the description, fill out the form, and we'll consider your channel for review. That's right, channel reviews are free, but you can send us a super chat and watch us discuss your question live on air. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We will share with you our knowledge, experience, and passion as fellow YouTube creators. I want to give a massive shout out and thanks to our moderators who do an awesome job every single live stream. And that's your onboarding done. What channels have you brought us this week? That's right, folks. It is July the 1st, and it is Canada Day. Everybody, welcome to the Maple Leaf YouTube channel audit live stream. Everybody rise. Try and sing the lyrics if you can. I am representing the patron saint of Canada. My hero, Justin Trudeau. Let's welcome on our Canadian guests for the day. He is the fossil snob himself, the man who has never watched Jurassic Park, but he's a true native Canadian for the next 90 minutes. Dan, welcome to my Canadian world.
Yeah, I'm not Canadian. By the way,
you could be. You sound Canadian. I'm not going to lie.
What does that mean?
You just have like a North American accent that could be like just say Canada.
Canada, A.
Yes, you are Canadian. 100%.
Okay. That was easy. I heard it was really hard to become a citizen there.
Let's listen to this in French now. Thank you. It's coming. It's coming. I see that our other esteemed Canadian guest is also sat to attention. Jen! Thank you.
Hello.
Blessed to
Hello.
all of you. And
I was getting ready to sing the French version.
Future 4th of July Independence Day to all of you as well.
Wonderful. We all celebrate the same. Rob, shouldn't you be on a boat? That's how we celebrate.
Interesting fact. If you do want some copyright-free Canadian background music, and if you search for hip-hop, acoustic songs, house music, rock music, blues, country, jazz music, relaxing ambient classical, you'll find a Canadian national anthem. I don't know how that is possible, but there we are.
Amazing.
I'm done with that.
YouTube's
How is
got
everybody?
everything.
How are we doing? Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome on all. It's the first time that it has been Canada Day during a live stream for a long time, so I thought I'd celebrate that. Yes. Hey, everybody. Welcome, creators. We are going to be auditing your channels for the next 90 minutes, along with a lot of fun, frolics, and entertainment, as you will see throughout this live stream. I'm here with Dan and Jen, my wonderful co-hosts. And shall we just jump into the first channel audit?
Yes.
Sounds good. All right. So we are going to audit the first channel that submitted on the forms this week. And there is a bit of a confession here. This channel has been audited before, but they are such an amazing member of this community. They are here every single week. I see them posting all of the time. And we said we would revisit their channel in like 2 or 3 months if they were still on YouTube. And they are. So let me introduce to you the channel that calls themselves... how do I get to what's going on here? No, I need to fix this. All right, there we go. Gotcha. Right. We are looking at Lego Tours NI. I think the NI stands for Northern Ireland. And I think what we should probably do first here is Dan and I have already encountered this channel. So I'm going to throw it over to Jen here to just give us like a first impressions on where this channel is. Jen, they have cracked 1,000 subscribers. They're up to almost 300 videos. Tell us what you think.
Oh my gosh. Well, I see 2 weeks ago, we really cracked some outlier scores.
We did. Look at that.
That is so cool. And they really followed up on it too. Wow. Oh my gosh. That's incredible. I think they have a pretty consistent look to their thumbnails. Lego Fortnite Battle Bus. I set Lego on fire. I feel like we're missing a letter there, but it could just be me.
A letter?
A Lego, Legos, just I set Lego on fire.
That's
Just
an
one.
interesting question. Do you say Lego is plural or singular? Because
I
say that's
say it
fine.
plural.
It's supposed to be Lego, I think, because you're not supposed to put an S, I think. That's like what Lego themselves say.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm just over here breaking the law.
I think this
Well,
requires
I
a
could be
voting poll
wrong.
to determine that question.
Wait, you're just saying I'm playing with Lego?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't play with Legos, or I build Legos. I'm building Lego.
I'm building Lego.
Yeah, there seems
Stop
to be a bit of a
right
consensus.
now.
Yep, 5 minutes in, and we've already been sidetracked. That's good to know. What else do we think?
That's crazy to me. That's going to be the most mind-blowing thing in the week for me. Like, that's it. It's over. Lego. Anyways.
Oh, look at this. Where are you going? So we're watching the stream on the way to the airport. Have you built your own plane through Lego? Or Legos? I don't know now. I'm really confused.
You're going to fly to get more Lego.
You could say Lego bricks.
This is great. I love it. This seems like there's a really strong interest in their personal projects. Like this room project took off. It's at my collection right there. Me speed reading as Rob's scrolling.
Yeah, some really cool stuff.
I feel like this channel is in really good shape right now. What were they struggling with before?
So before, they were struggling with thumbnails that kind of looked a bit plain. They would just maybe take like a stock image from Google, I seem to remember. And also, the intros or the hooks often didn't kind of deliver on the payoff of what was promised in the packaging. So I think that's what we should do next. I specifically want to look at the studio update one, which is an outlier, which has 2,000 views. All right. So let's watch and listen, see where we go.
Yes, guys. How's everybody doing today? So today we're going to be tackling a massive project in the Lego room. It involves moving a lot of buildings and a few minor adjustments to some Lego tables. On Lego Chairs and I, we've been building this massive stadium and of course been working with some companies to bring you some
Pause it right there. What do we think of this intro at the moment?
I feel like it's going on a little bit long. We haven't seen any Legos yet.
Yep.
And that's kind of like my biggest takeaway. Is like, I don't think there's anything wrong with anything he's saying, but we just haven't seen anything.
Yep, I would agree with that. The difference is before, Jen, they were not in front of camera. And I think they're definitely in front of camera now, and they've significantly, I think, improved their microphone and camera. Like, it looks so much more well lit. There's some odd things with the editing there. It was kind of like cutting off at the end and some other weird things. But like in terms of him getting in front of camera and like the technical aspects of the video, there are improvements there. What do you think, Dan?
I'm shocked.
Yeah, for where this channel was versus where it's going, I think we've seen some incremental improvements that are, very impressive. But I noticed that with the editing right away. That was my like big takeaway. And if this was my first exposure to the channel, I would probably be like really fixated on that. But we can't discount where the channel was before, as you talked about, right? Like they've taken on advice, hopefully some from us. They're obviously like motivated to keep improving their channel. And I think next step would be, yes, I think, Jen, you nailed it with the intro. I do feel like it's just kind of going a little bit. Like I want to be in the room by now, like with all your Lego and everything. And I do think there's also just a couple little editing tweaks that a tutorial, that if you follow like one tutorial on whatever software you're using, it should fix you right up.
Right then. So you both want to see some Lego, right?
Yeah.
Let me just take you to the point, right? Watch this. So I'll take you to about there, and this is going to wow you, I hope.
So let's go up to the Lego room. Whoa. So here's the Lego room.
Wow. Now that's what we need to see that sooner, right?
Oh my
This is like an OMG moment.
Massive project. There's been a lot of mess with the city. I've had to bring a chair up.
This is so
And
cool.
just overall, a lot of mess. The first project I want to tackle today is clearing.
So yeah, pretty incredible workspace they already have.
Wow.
Such
I
a
just
young
don't
age.
believe that this creator was not on camera.
I have to say, I can see why they didn't start this in the Lego room, because that is clearly an attic and it must be very, very, very warm up there. It's the summer right now. So they're probably like, I don't want to start this in the Lego room. I would like to go up there for as little bit of time as possible. And thank you very much.
And in the UK, because it's quite, because he's in Northern Ireland, which is pretty, it's the UK. They always have insulation in the roof, like I can see it there. So yeah, Dan, you're right. And we're going through a heat wave right now. So, whew, don't want to spend too long there.
Yeah.
Lego Tours crowdfunding for an attic fan.
Oh, we've got some time lapse there going on as well. But yeah, this is all incredible stuff, isn't it? Why did we have to wait?
Carpeting up there?
Yeah. Why do we have to wait a minute to get into it? That was, I guess, the only kind of, well, it's the next step, isn't it? It's not like a criticism. It's like, cool, you've fixed the thumbnails, the packaging, you've fixed some technical stuff filming wise. That's the next thing to really focus on, like the first 10 to 15 seconds of a video.
Yeah.
I'm blown away. I would never in a million years know that creator was not on camera for their last audit.
Cool. All right. That is Lego Tours NI. I guess we will see you again in 3 to 4 months when you've implemented the next steps of your channel growth. And congratulations on 1,000 subscribers. If you haven't, if you hadn't got there before, let's see, 300,000 views. You're probably close to monetization as well, I would have thought, given those numbers. We wish you luck, though. Let's move on to the next channel. And now this is a gaming channel. And I just need to fix something here. I need to go backwards because I was looking at one of the videos. Make sure my audio works. We're looking at Sub Racer. They have almost 600 subscribers, 100 videos. And I'm trying to remember, Dan, if we've ordered a channel like this before, or when I was with my nephews, they happened to be watching one of these videos, which is just basically enormous marble racing, like with thousands of people. Yeah. And they were just glued to it. And I was thinking, well, what is the person just commentating on this or they're playing? And I think they were just commentating on these massive marble races.
Yeah, was it Jelly's Marble Runs?
I don't know. It was over my head. But clearly there's an audience for it.
Was it real life or a video game?
I have no idea, Dan. I soon left
the room. Was it real life? A question we have to ask often.
So this channel is already in a very interesting predicament because they are competing in a space where there are channels that do this in real life. The marble racing is like a real thing. And Jelly's Marble Runs, I would say, is probably the channel I first think of when I think of marble racing.
I'll go back to another race.
Yeah, Karen, I just want to show people like how many people, and like, people don't actually control these marbles, do they? From what I understand, or do they? They just
I don't know. I haven't played this.
They just pick a marble and then people watch the race, and it's insane.
I think it's kind of like you're betting on, not betting, but like I'm betting on this marble. This is one I think is going to win. Yeah, and that is the fun of watching the real marble races too. Is like you pick a team that you like and you root for them. And they've turned this into a game now, which I think is genius, and I think that's awesome. I guess I'm just wondering, in terms of YouTube content, does this have to compete with the people who are actually building those setups in real life?
I don't think so. I think it's just, I think there are other channels that, is it called Marble Race? Let's check. I think it's other channels that do this. So yeah, you can see in real life there, Dan, but I'm sure there's other video gamers that do this.
What's that game literally called? That's the question. Like,
I don't know.
If you click on the video, do we have it linked in like the game section at the bottom?
Let's have a look. Sub Racer. That's probably what it's called, since it's.
Oh, that's the name of the channel.
Oh yeah. I don't know.
Hold on. Scroll down a little bit more.
You're looking for the gamer.
They don't have it. Okay,
somebody will tell us in the chat. I'm sure of it.
If you have a gaming channel, you should really be using the category setting, like specifically gaming channels. Category matters a lot in the sense that you link the game to the video, and it makes it easier for people like us in these situations to find the game. And there is a discoverability element to it. I wouldn't get too excited. People don't really search for games that way. But if you want to properly add metadata to your video, you should really be tagging the game on YouTube, and that's done by category. As soon as you select gaming as a category, a new box appears and it says what game, and you start typing it in, and you can autofill it with the game you're playing.
Yeah, I still can't find it anywhere obvious. I
Yeah.
guess anyway, but back to the channel.
But that proves my point, though, Rob. Like,
yeah,
like I'm saying, they have to compete with the Jelly's marble runs and channels that are building actual marble things in their garage.
yeah, I get you. I get you. So we have some outliers here, and then a good run of like 1,000 views each on those videos. Haven't had quite the same traction in the last couple of weeks. I'm wondering why that might be. Is it because the titles have gotten a little more simplistic, or it's the thumbnails? What do we think?
Yeah, I get. Well, these videos have a little more time to stew. I guess we could check the vidIQ like graph on one of them and see if it's like a quick, rapid succession, and then it flattens, or if it's getting popular later. A gradual. Oh, okay.
So like they get the first day boost almost, and then some kind of fall into a bit of evergreen greenness.
Yeah. Okay. So as time goes on, maybe these pick up a little bit. It's so hard to know if they're literally, the game is called Subracer.
Yeah.
This is a difficult one to audit, though, because I'm seeing some like huge outliers, and I'm not.
There's some more down here as well.
I'm missing the nuance as to why some of these do better than others. Is it just because it looks like the thumbnail is just positioned in a way where it looks more impressive? Is it the colors of the marbles making it more vibrant and interesting?
I would say so.
Yeah.
It looks to me, if they find, usually when they have a thumbnail which is kind of like at the top of a big ramp, where maybe almost at the beginning of a race, like, because I'm looking at these three outliers and they all have that similar kind of at the top of a race, at the start of a race, mayhem going on. Where the others are slightly different in that sense.
Yeah. From a community aspect, by the way, this is incredible. I love the idea of being able to have your viewers labeled, like either playing the game with you or labeling the marbles, naming them after the viewers, whatever it is. However you're doing that, like I can see what you're doing with you, and you're pointing at one of the marbles. You're telling me that as the viewer, I could be part of your content. And there's not a lot of opportunities for that on YouTube. And so it's pretty cool that you've you've included that, right? That this game has allowed you to do that very, very easily. Let's see. Yeah, Marble Race video game. Yeah, we want to see.
Still no idea.
There's not a clue.
Savage
Marble Race.
We don't want to click on that.
Marble World.
Marble World.
Right. Try that.
Let's try that. Yeah, that could be it.
Okay.
Wow, but look at the next level of thumbnails here, though. These are incredible.
Yeah. You notice that you said, Rob, when they are at the very top of a big ramp, the videos tend to do better. So that is perspective playing a role. And those thumbnails we just saw that we feel like are better are way more zoomed out. Like, it's kind of the opposite of what we would tell a gaming channel. You got to zoom in on the subject. Well, your subject is a marble, and it's a lot of marbles. Zoom out. Show me the entire course, or as much of it as you can, or at least a section of it that looks very interesting. And I would try that, because when you zoom out and we can see more of the ramp, we're noticing higher view counts. I think that perspective is really, really helping.
Jen, do you have anything you might like to add? Or are you good?
I feel like Dan covered a lot.
Yeah.
It took all the air out of the room. Sorry.
There we go. I like it. I like all the colors. It looks pretty. I would click on it and see what it is. I thought this was going to be real life. And I'm very intrigued into marble racing now in general.
Let's just check shorts, because, okay, a day ago, I think what we would say, Dan, is these types of shorts, I'm going to cut it from a viewer satisfaction point of view, because
there
needs to be more effort put in some way. Like, I guess what you could do is cut yourself as a square and then have this section cut out as a square and then stack on top of each other. That would be more interesting viewing experience.
You want to crop in on this. Like, I know I just said perspective, but that looks so much better. Like this one right here. I know your text is getting cut off, but you have to put effort into the short beyond just like, I'm going to just take the video and crop it in. Oh, my font doesn't look good. Oh, well, no, you need to edit your video, and then you need to keep the project open, render that video, and then make a vertical version where you shrink the font down so it fits on the screen, where you move yourself. You're green screened out. That's great. You can move yourself in the corner or wherever. By the way, please look at a tutorial on green screens. They need a little bit of work.
No,
Maybe it's
Dan's
the
good.
lore of the channel.
We've
Side
been
note.
talking all week. Like Dan has been really salty since Fossil Snobgate, and like he is just ripping into this
Come on, no. Come on. I can't be the only one who noticed that. Like, maybe
It's not great.
It could be part of the lore. Maybe maybe people rib them about that all the time and they make it worse on purpose. I've seen people do that. But if you're genuinely trying, like, look up a couple tutorials, like it can be fixed. Usually it's a lighting thing.
Yearning Philosophy, I love the idea, but we'd have to wait 3 minutes between each picking of a channel if we did it through marble racing. But yeah, we could try it one
that would be
day. All right, that is Sub Racer. I think the last thing I wanted to mention is, well, obviously this cool thing, like the tracking something, whether it's their community members,
leaderboards.
Yeah, and also they did mention Patreon. So the fact that they have a Patreon thing set up and they're not even hit 1,000 subscribers yet, so they're already thinking about how to turn this into a bit of a business. I think that's fantastic.
Yeah. Think about all the things they're doing outside of the videos that are that extra effort that's going really far for the community. You're going to create fans for life here. Like, you have leaderboards, so now people are invested beyond just watching your videos once in a while. A Patreon, which I imagine is one way to maybe get some kind of leg up in the competition or a guaranteed spot in the race. There's all kinds of cool things going on that are building a really, really strong community. And that is this channel's like secret weapon.
Are there no lives? Wouldn't that be something
should
that
be
would
lives.
make sense for lives?
Good question. There are no live streams as of yet.
You should. If you can't do that, you can't. Like, oh, that would be fun.
Even if you did channel members only lives and you were just all racing your marbles, that would be really fun. I mean, community's a heavy emphasis for them. Yeah, I'm surprised there's no lives.
Yeah, that's a good call out.
That is Sub Racer rolling towards 1,000 subscribers.
Just
all right,
easy enough.
Time for Dan's favorite part of a live stream, which is AI generated music.
Yay!
Rob Wilson, self-indulgent game corner. Once again, everybody do let us know in the comments what you've been up to video game wise, or if you don't play video games and you just want to disconnect from YouTube, take a rest, avoid burnout, let us know how you've been distracting yourself. We'll start with Jen this week. Are you still Mario Partying it to the max?
Honestly, I feel embarrassed to say that I am. I'm determined to beat the game.
Oh, you're the Mario Kart completionist, Mario Party completionist, aren't you? I seem to remember.
I've been playing on story mode, just like 2 levels, like every night, and I'm determined to just like unlock everything. I need to move on. I need to move on.
Mario Party has a story mode.
Yeah, Mario Party 3, like the story mode, and then you unlock. I think it's
Is this where you play a party game by yourself to complete the story?
Yeah, which is fine because it's just me playing, so I don't have to like share the controller with anyone. So I've been doing that, but I've also been baking this week.
Nice.
So it's my time has been split.
Fun little side story. My wife made what was it called? What I can tell you, she made a pavlova, and because she picked it up at the top and it's bottom heavy, the bottom of it fell out and it all crushed, and so it turned into an eaten mess. Or that's how she justified it, or whatever. Good work,
well,
Sarah.
I'm sure it was still delicious.
Dan. Still
Dan, what have you been baking?
I don't know. I'm so distracted. The song is so terrible. I don't know. I've been playing. I bought UFO 50 because it's on sale on Steam, and I was thinking about getting it for a while, and I played a few games on it. It's a game pack with like 50 games in it, and they're all like custom and cool and old school, and I don't know. It's just an interesting little, You're not even listening. See, that's the problem with the song. Because I was listening to Jen, and the stupid lyrics of the song kept distracting me, and now you're not listening to me because
I was not listening.
Terrible, and it's
I was not listening.
Just keep talking and talking and talking, and I'm just trying to talk, and I'm talking over the talking.
You were playing something on Steam. You're playing Steam. That's all I heard.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're listening and making sure the song still is playing in the background.
All right, let's get on to me then, because obviously that's most important. I am continuing to play Mario Wonder. Dan gave me a great tip. If you have bought a Switch 2, make sure to check your HDR settings, because it may be giving you a poor visual experience. I've fixed mine. Thank you, Dan. Apparently not many
For
people
what?
know this.
Oh, I'm
No.
sorry, Dan, because you weren't listening. You were enjoying the song.
I'm not enjoying the song. I hate the song. I'm waiting for it to end so I can just pause it so it stops looping.
No, I've turned off a loop already, Dan. I think I did that.
Why is it so long?
But because I asked for 4 choruses and 4 verses and 3 choruses. All right. Now the next thing may trigger some of you. And if you've been here for a while, you know.
Uh-oh.
I've gone and bought it.
Why?
Yay!
I'm going to give it another go.
You hate it. Why did you do that?
I know, Dan.
Maybe you love it.
Because I had some headphones that I could trade in, and it cost me £5. So,
Oh,
so it was
then
free.
you got to get the upgrade so you can.
Essentially,
Yeah.
So if you don't know, I slam all modern Zelda games like Breath of the Wild. I hate it. So I've decided to get Tears of the Kingdom to see if somehow I suddenly enjoy endless item management when my weapons break and cooking, both of which drive me nuts in video games. So I'm going to look forward to this once I've finished Mario Wonder.
You should get the app upgrade for the Switch too, because it's kind of cool. There's like a GPS and it'll tell you where things are.
Yeah, I've heard that. And I think if you get a certain subscription to Nintendo, you get it free. Is that right? Instead of paying separately?
Yeah, or it's just $10. Yeah.
Something like that. Anyway, that's my purchase of a week. We'll see what happens with that. And with all of that being said, let's go audit another channel. And that channel goes by the name of the Balkan Crafter. They have 2,000 subscribers. They have 200 videos. And it's not a spoon channel. It's a knife channel.
Oh, this
if you
is
watch
fun.
Simpsons from 30 years ago, you may get that joke. Dan, introduce us to the Balkan Crafter.
Yeah, this is one caught my eye. They submitted on the forum, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, what's going on here? And they are a knife channel, but they're also implementing their latest video like challenges. You know, it's at first it looks like, oh, they're just going to review multi-tools and knives and stuff, but they're doing like a survival challenge, and it actually did pretty well for them.
I'm wondering, do you think there's a better way to pitch this?
Yes.
Like, can I light a fire in a river?
Yeah, like I think I see the fire when you zoom in on it. I didn't see it before, and I think the thumbnail needs like a lot of work. And I like the idea of using, unconventional tools, unconventional to us in our modern day anyway, to start a fire. And I think stuff like that is interesting to people. And you can get the sense of it from the title, but yeah, I think the thumbnail could be a bit better. And survival challenge. I lit this rock on fire surrounded by water. You said it's a survival challenge, but I'm missing there's like a disconnect between the thing you're challenging yourself to do and the survival part of it. It looks like you're just going out into a river and lighting something on fire, but where's the other elements of like, is this just this? It's a 4-minute video. Like, it doesn't seem like you're going to actually put yourself through the paces and go 24 hours living in the wilderness with nothing but a knife and a stick,
That's true.
Which is kind of what the thumbnail's pitching a little bit.
The thumbnail's also pitching that you did it. So where's the tension?
Yeah, there's that too.
Wait, I also think we need to, I'm curious your guys' opinions. I personally think it's very funny in a sense where like, funny, you should not do this. When you make up your own challenge name and then use it as your video title. So like survival fire challenge. Like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
Like, you made that up. Like nobody knows what that is.
Yeah.
Like, but a lot of people do this though. In different spaces also, like they just come up with a challenge name and then it's kind of implied that the audience should understand what that challenge is. So to me, that's a complete waste of space for like the most important part of the title.
Yeah. There have been more literal here, like, can this knife start a fire in rain? That's kind of the more direct way of doing it. I guess the problem with this one is like, okay, that title kind of works in a logical sense, but the thumbnail fails to deliver a bit, doesn't it? Because is it raining? Where's the knife? Yeah. What does Anzo survival mean?
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but I also understand like the concept of how you would start a fire with a knife, but like when it's written so simply like that, I'm like, why would a knife start a fire?
Yeah.
Like, Do you know what I mean? Like someone at first glance
Ooh.
is like, can this knife start a fire? Like, I don't know. It's definitely like a niche thing, but there's not enough like we're looking at in the thumbnail for like the knife to be really up close starting the fire.
Yeah.
Now, isn't this interesting? We look at some of these thumbnails, we look at this one and think, you don't really want to use AI generated thumbnails. We don't know what we're getting into. Like you have this high barrier to entry that you actually do these things in the wildness and you have this knowledge. So I'm glad they've not used any more of these AI generated thumbnails. At least it looks AI generated to me.
It does to me, yeah.
Is that a
This
vertical
one
video?
looks incredible, really highly produced. Like I don't know if this is AI or not. I mean, the fingers look good to me, so I don't think it is AI. It looks fantastic.
What are those two things being pushed together?
And I don't know, Dan. But this is the outlier on the channel. That's what I was, or one of the outliers on the channel.
Well, I think the fact that it was bushcraft, which is a very trendy kind of thing, helped a lot here. I don't even know if it was necessarily about fires in general, but I think bushcraft was pushing them.
Hang on, that's interesting. So they've used exactly the same AI generated thumbnail. Here it is slapping me in the face. What do I know? This time, the first time they used the thumbnail, they got 13,000 views.
Is that because of the title again, though? Bushcraft.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. Good point.
I mean, bushcraft is so popular, and then they have a lot of videos mentioning that hacks, survival tips. They even a couple months ago, looks like they started getting into EDC for bushcraft, which I feel like is a niche of its own.
What is EDC, Jen?
Like your everyday carry.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
there you go. Learn something new.
Yeah.
So that's like a whole space on, or at least it used to be. I don't know if it's as popular anymore, but I could just be saying that because I don't watch it.
Yeah.
But that's like its own. That's like.
It's cool to see they've nailed down the shorts area. We'll check on that in a second. Let's pick one of these videos.
We lost you for a second there, Jen, but I think we were getting what you were saying. Like EDC is like its own category.
Yeah.
What I wanted to follow up with on that is I think they are definitely onto something, right? Like the bushcraft and EDC, and like they understand something about the space. But I got to say, the thumbnail consistency and the ideas are just kind of. I'm noticing they're just, as I'm taking the channel more, they're kind of all over the place.
Oh, look at that. They tell us as well that it's 9:16 format in the title. That's presumably lots of shorts bundled together as a compilation. Anyway, I would like to watch this video just because I think that this video, if somebody clicked on it, it would live and die by its hook, like whether I really get intrigued and interested. So let's try the first 15, 20 seconds of this one. All right, just want to skip forward. So I would. Oh, now we've got some audio that we can't hear.
I don't think it's intentional, though. Is their whole channel ASMR?
Let's find out. Let's just do another one.
Because I was not expecting that at all.
Knives are made to cut wood or food, but today I'm not going easy on them. I'll be cutting.
Again, the music is a bit loud versus the audio.
Let's find out which one survives. And for anyone starting out in bushcraft or the outdoors, I'd say
you can hear that, right?
Buy an expensive knife right away.
Would you agree that the mixing level is a bit
job for a long time?
Off voice versus music?
Fair, it wasn't meant to take that kind of beating.
Oops. That's a problem.
Would we almost call this a durability test?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it could be, yeah.
Because I feel like the crazy things these knives can cut through this bushcraft, I feel like that's a clunky title.
I like where you're going there, Jen.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he's testing knives. That's not uncommon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really cool. I think it's really cool. I was doing out in the wild, and he's definitely taking time to like set up like the proper shots and angles.
Yeah.
But I think this creator could potentially benefit from thinking about what types of content they're making and then repeating them a little bit and having them like simplified.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to check out the shorts because it seems as if I have some more consistent success here. So let's go with why this multi-tool is still top tier. Oh, there's some pigeons.
Oh, what are they going to do to the pigeons?
I don't know if this is loot yet.
I don't think it has.
No, it hasn't, no. I don't necessarily have a problem with this. I think
I don't either.
The pigeons are really distracting me there every time.
Yeah,
I see them.
it feels like a pigeon's going to get hurt, but more importantly,
Pigeons are the AI music in the background.
My critique for that video is it feels like it would pair well with a voiceover.
You reckon?
Yeah, I think tell me the story of the multi-tool. I got this multi-tool like 6 years ago, and it's like it's an everyday carry for me. It has all these cool things, but more importantly, it's really durable. Like you can keep the exact same footage, but just literally put your voice behind it and just tell me about it, you know? And I think that would make it a lot more intriguing, because right now it's just like, I've seen a multi-tool before. Like I know that they have a lot of little doodads on them. Why is this one important to you? We just don't really get a lot of information. Nicely
shot stuff, though, I think, here.
Yeah. That, or I would lean really hard into sound effects. Like it's a sound like
yeah.
Like that's
oh, hang on a second. Full screen, Jen. Can you do that again, please? Beautiful stuff.
I also think if you're going to keep the pigeons, you put little animated eyes on them when you pull up the knife. Some of the eyes are really big.
Dan, all right. Come on now. All right, that is a Balkan Crafter. Hey, everybody, did you know we have a Discord channel?
Yes.
Many Discord channels, actually. But the one I want to share with you right now is our Boostland selection of Discord channels, where if you are a vidIQ Boost member, you get access to more of an exclusive club where there's a lot of chat about, well, you can see all of the channels here, video reviews, channel reviews, talking about YouTube business. We were just talking about Patreon and whatnot. But this is the one we're interested in today, which is Channels for Rob. If you are a Boost Discord member, get on over there right now, because you will be put into our exclusive lottery, which is going to happen a little later on, where we will pick one of these channels for auditing. So the link is in the description if you are a Boost member, or you can become a Boost member right now and get into this channel to be selected possibly a little later on. With that being said, let's now move on to the next channel to audit, which is Landscape Rescue with Stuart Moore. They have 12,500 subscribers, 350 videos, and our channel. Oh, Dan, you may want to recuse yourself from this one because it's about plants. And we know
you can't have that negativity around here, Dan.
I think a plant that isn't fossilized is a little more interesting than one that's just like imprinted on a rock once.
Living plants pass the test.
All right. If you love plants, you will love our videos. So, Dan, since you have now just confessed to being a plant lover, I'll start with you and just introduce this channel for us if you can. There is no channel banner. I will just confirm as we show you the thumbnails.
Obviously, a pretty focused channel, making, doing something right. 4.5K views, 16K views, 3.5K views. They're definitely catering to a niche. They know what they're doing. I'm just trying to what was the forum like? What were the things they were interested in having us focus on?
Okay, let's bring this channel up. So what's your biggest obstacles? No idea. I feel like something is holding the channel back. Can't figure out what it is.
Ooh.
Okay. The direction I should be taking. Do I stay on the course I am, niche down? I've been trying some new things. Does it work? So maybe they've reached a glass ceiling, they think, on their channel.
Right.
Maybe they're stuck at getting, this is like the best outlier they can do or not. Or like they have some videos with 16,000 views, others with, 10 times less.
I like the idea of the latest video in the sense that it is like a landscaping professional reacting to stuff they're seeing other people do. What I don't love about the thumbnail is that it's so generic. It's just a picture of the front of some house, and I'm not seeing a focus on the plants, landscaping, things like that. And I would just say that if you're going to try new things, that's cool, and I think you should do that. But don't let that particular video discourage you if you're not impressed with the views. I think they're good, but I think when it comes to reaction of these types of things, usually they put something pretty like nuts in the thumbnail, like reacting to 5 landscaping mistakes. Show me a landscaping mistake, because right now it's just your face going and there's a house and it's kind of dark. Like everything in that thumbnail is kind of dark. Like the brightness can be brought up on the entire thing, and I don't really know what's going on. Like I see a purple door and that's all I can really make out. Like but you are more about curb appeal. You're more about the stuff they're putting outside their house. So what are the mistakes? And it's 5 mistakes, so you can afford to put one of them in the thumbnail to intrigue me enough to click.
I would also pick this thumbnail as well as a bit of a disconnect. Like presumably this is AI. It's a good AI if it is, but the number one thing you're doing wrong when clearing bushes is what
hiring
toddler labor.
Child doing it. Yes.
Yeah. Which we assume it's not. Like, so we're not sure if this is a comedy video.
What is that? A saw? Is that a child holding a saw?
I don't know. Like, click on it.
Hey everybody.
That's not a child.
Wait, imagine it was his child though. He clicked it.
Your hobo of horticulture.
Hobo of horticulture. I like that as a value proposition. So yeah, I think sometimes just the thumbnails maybe have a bit of a disconnect, or as you say, Dan, are a little too generic. Jen, any thoughts from you?
I
generally
think this channel, I completely understand why this channel has feel like they've hit a place where they can't get past. I have no idea what this channel is actually doing. I look at this and I don't know if they're giving beginner advice, if they're finding affordable options at your Lowe's and your Home Depots as we scroll down. I don't know if they're doing science experiments, and I know they said they were trying to do new things, but I don't think the target audience could be more unclear at all. Is this someone who's trying to redo their front yard? Is this someone that just has an interest or a small business that is landscaping? I have no idea who their content is for. And I think they potentially need to figure that out, because they obviously have a lot of knowledge and they have a lot of information to share, but who are you sharing that with? Because all plant lovers, that's a recipe for disaster.
I wonder if this has maybe pigeonholed themselves a little bit. Like just going back a month, they were, I guess, doing visits to garden centers and finding the best items there, and they had some nice consistent views, 22,000.
That makes sense. That's a really specific audience of people who are trying to look for affordable plant options that are accessible to everybody.
And then and then the last one was 3 weeks ago, 10,000 views. So it feels as if they have a bucket that they can fall back on, but maybe they need to do these more often. So okay, you do one about the garden center stuff, which is working. And then the next, there's one here as well. And then maybe the next 2 you can sort of experiment with, but then you kind of have to keep that returning viewer engaged on a semi-frequent basis. Because now it looks like they've in the last 2 weeks have done a bit of a big pivot.
They've done a lot of different stuff, but the issue I see is you have a successful channel where you're going and you're buying the plants. Where's the follow-up video of what you're doing with the plants?
Yeah, that's a fair point.
That's where are you planting them? How are you planting them? Is this for landscape? Where is the landscape happening? I see this one where it's a disaster, but I don't necessarily see disaster. I just see no plants.
Maybe it's not AI then. If we just oh no, it is.
Today we're at the Home Depot.
Yeah, so he's doing some AI stuff.
Absolutely sick of coming up with titles and thumbnails. Today I'm just going to walk around and talk.
What is this?
With my buddies.
Auto-do.
What's weird is why that voiceover? It's so confusing. I don't know. Who's that short for? I completely agree with Jen. After spending some more time with the channel, it is true that there's a lot of interesting successes here and there, but yeah, they don't sound like they know exactly how to answer that question, Jen. I don't know if they've, I don't know what they would tell us, because we asked them on the forum, what are you struggling with? They're like, I don't know. It's kind of interesting that they have all this success all over their channel, but they're just still not sure exactly where to go, which is something. I mean, I've definitely been in that position when you're playing games on YouTube and you try a different game and something works, you're that was kind of a one-off, but that worked. There's a lot of confusing things that can happen on YouTube that kind of direct you into different ways. You're I feel like YouTube's trying to tell me something, but I don't really know what to do. I was going somewhere with that, but I feel like Rob, these thumbnails really.
It's
like,
just
this is a huge evolution
back,
of thumbnails.
Going back 2 or 3 years, they were doing these garden center visits, which were as popular then as they are now. Maybe the creators just got to a point where I don't want to make those videos anymore. I want to try something completely new, and they're finding they're just a bit lost in the weeds.
I guess where I was going with that, what I was saying a minute ago, is that you should try and figure out what part of this you enjoy the most. Do you like I love Science versus Tree so far on this list is my favorite video here because I can kind of understand what it's about just by looking at the title and thumbnail, even though I've never had to deal with tree removal myself. I think it's kind of cool that you're saying like you can remove this tree stump without digging, and that the thumbnail is very intriguing to me. And that feels like the kind of channel I would expect, or video I would expect from a channel called Landscape Rescue. So, are there more tips you have like that? I would really start, like Rob said, get some content buckets going and stay with those for a while. Also, like my least favorite video out of everything, if you scroll down a tiny bit, spray with intent. Why precision spraying might be the most important skill you ignore. I assume you mean spraying plants with a hose, but like I've never heard of precision spraying, and maybe it's because I'm not familiar with the niche. Maybe that's a very common term, but I feel like there's more to that. Like, what's the result? Why your plants are dead? Like, could that be a better title? And then you get into the video, and it's because you're not precision spraying.
I get what you mean, Dan. It's this idea of maybe you're just being a little too clever, a little too intricate with the packaging to a point where it creates a bit of a blocker or accessibility to the audience. And one final question, and this might be sacrilegious to ask this, but like landscaping instead of gardening. What do we? Would you say this is a gardening channel or a landscaping channel?
No, this would be landscaping.
You reckon? Okay.
Yeah, this is landscaping.
Yeah.
This, I just don't. I think that because it's not as clear to you is something they can also focus on in.
Sure.
Like I personally think there should be less of an emphasis of them. Like a lot of these thumbnails we look at, we see very little landscaping plants. Like it's such a focus on them and their face, which is great. They have a steady amount of community views, around like a few thousand. But if I'm scrolling through, a lot of times there's not going to be anything that's like super familiar. Like, are you making these common shrub planting mistakes? The mistake is so small compared to the creator on the thumbnail. And you can't even tell really what the mistake is. It just says, oh no. So that would be really hard to grab my attention since I don't know who this person is. And if I had interest in landscaping and wanted to get better at it, there's not a lot of focus on the audience that has not reached the channel yet.
Alrighty, thank you, Landscape Rescue with Stuart Moore, for the channel submission. Hope we had an enlightening discussion there. Let's go back to Discord, because if you are not a Boost member, we do have a little something for you which you might be interested in. This is just in YouTube land. It is free access to everybody. And you see this thing called Memes of the Week. Well, you all outdid yourselves last week.
Those were funny.
And this is why. If I can get back to the beginning and play this video. Get your screenshots ready. And take genius.
A plant fossil is, to me, not to be, a fossil snob, but I'm more interested in the
Oh
shark.
no, please, Dan, be the fossil snob we know you can be. Please.
Shark teeth would sound more interesting than plant fossil. What did a plant do?
I don't think that sentence has ever been uttered in human history. I do not want to be a fossil snob.
Plants are boring. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, you all outdid yourself last week.
Oh, that's good.
We're going to do it again this week. And I have volunteered myself as meme tribute. So what we're going to do, yes, we are doing it again right now. And you don't have much time, but the best meme of this week, we will channel audit. So I do need to just get into character a little bit here. Because obviously you need to have the actual proper glasses. So if you want to get your screenshots ready now, take it away.
I love this. I feel like you're taking a thumbnail. It's like that perfect level of awkward.
Yeah.
Prepare your memes. Put them in the Memes of the Week Discord. And we will return to that in around about 30 minutes. Before we do that, we do have some super chats that we need to tackle first. So let's try and work our way through them. Mystery Master 3. I recently uploaded a bonus video to my channel in celebration of the 30th anniversary of the Ace Combat series. Since my current regular series is covering one of their games, was this a smart move?
Could this be a bad move? How could this be a bad move?
Yeah.
I think it's niche related or game related or topic related. So I don't necessarily see a problem. I guess the one thing might be is that people who've never played the game from 30 years ago, how interested are they? And it's up to you to try and get them interested and invested in that old piece of content. I think that's the barrier that you're potentially facing there. But it's not like super off topic pivot wise.
Right. I'd be really curious to know why they asked that. Maybe it's not doing super well. And like Rob said, you got to get people interested. So maybe it's a matter of like, what did this game look like 30 years ago is kind of the pitch of the video. That's not the exact title, but you know what I mean? And I also, even if you do a video like that and it doesn't do super well, do you enjoy making it? Like, it's okay to do a video.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, just for yourself once in a while,
Yeah, it's fun. If this video is a 10 out of 10, like, who cares? Those are the videos you have to sit back and be like, I wanted to make this video and it came out awesome. And there's going to be a handful of people in the comments that are like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
Jeep Psychology 101 just finished a 4-day event in the mud on known gold bearing creeks.
Oh.
Doing a video washing the mud off the Jeep and panning it to see how much gold stuck. Your thoughts on this?
I think this is probably really funny for the community.
Yeah, I like that idea.
I think there's a way you can increase the audience if you can just package it in a really curious way.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what that would be.
Yeah, I think a tire driving through mud, and you got to have some exaggerated little gold nuggets in the mud. Like, how much gold did my tires bring home? Something.
Yeah, I like that, Dan.
Yeah.
I just gold plated my Jeep. Parentheses, I think.
I think it's like super niche, and I think it has potential.
But I know what gold is. I know what tires are. I don't think it's like. I think it has a large total addressable market if it's packaged correctly.
Next super chat from Teluga Heartful. Shorts live streaming. Suggest me some tags. How many and something? Tell me.
Excuse me?
Don't bother.
Well, we don't mean like just don't bother with the live stream, but
no, just tags.
Tags are not important. I think that the title is most important.
I will say this. I saw a short the other day where YouTube put the tag that the person used as a clickable chip in the short itself, but I don't know.
Right, okay.
I didn't want to click it. Like, I don't know what that does for discovery.
Yeah.
So I would say they're not of much consequence. I think you could try the one or two that sound the most obvious to you.
Yeah, limit it to 3, I think, would probably be the first thing. And
the end of the title.
The title is going to be really important, but also you have to appreciate how people discover your live stream shorts. If I remember rightly, if it's a short, you pause the short you're watching, you go to live streaming, and then you're just swiping until you find something you like.
Or it'll deliver one randomly. live
yeah.
stream, like randomly.
Oh, so does it give you live streams randomly now in the feed as well? Oh, okay.
Sometimes it's less since the feature first came out, but yes, I've still gotten the occasional shorts live stream in the regular feed.
All right, next super chat is actually vidEQ Gaming, who's now been a member for almost 2 years.
Whoa.
That is your sound effect for the week. Legend C has become a new member, so this is your sound effect for the week.
Emotional, damn it.
We hope we don't give you that. Also a super chat from Legend C there. 400 NGNs. I have no idea what currency that is, but I'm going to dine out on it tonight. Hidden History asks, are any of the
Are we part of the coaching program, like the three of us, basically? That's how
are any of us part of the coaching program?
No, Jen used to be.
We are your free coaches right here, right now.
Yeah.
That's true.
But the problem is when we're not disciplined, we can't follow rules and procedures, and we'd be terrible long-term coaches, I think. But we can give you the motivation you need today.
Fantastic long-term coach, Rom. Fantastic.
I don't know.
You passed the test. Wait, imagine you show up in like your coaching dash and it's just Rob.
I will say that we are.
Actually, Rob, remember you did that for me?
Sorry, I've been distracted by one of the memes of the week. What was that, Jen?
Do you remember when you showed up when we were at Vid Summit together and you popped into my coaching? You left a message for all my creators.
Oh yeah, I love doing that. Yeah.
See, Rob was a coach.
Yeah, I guess anybody who's in the coaching program, ask for a cameo from me because I'm more than happy to do it. But people don't.
They will now.
You opened up.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, all join the coaching program.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: if you join the coaching program during this live stream, the secret password is Rob is awesome, and I will do a cameo, a special appearance as part of your coaching program.
Oh, I love that.
One thing to note is the coaches are employees of vidIQ and we are employees of vidIQ. And so there's a lot of parallels in the sense of like you are getting somebody who thinks the way kind of like we do. I'm not going to say that they're all individuals who think their own way, but you know what I mean? Like the philosophies behind helping channels are practically the same. We all want to help people grow YouTube channels. We want to help them do it. I'll say this the hard way. Like we want you to cut your teeth a little bit and help you take the plunge to really like we don't want to sit there and be like, oh yeah, just push this button. We want to really give you like actual skills that you can take outside of the coaching program. And if I was a coach, that's what I'd be doing. And I know our coaches are also helping people do that as well.
Plus you can pick your own coach now for coach matching. So you're better off. You get to pick someone that like actually has a pretty good understanding of your niche. Yeah.
What would be your parameters, Dan? Would it be salty after 4 p.m., hates fossils?
No, I would say loves plants, loves fossils, kind of plays Switch.
Jen's too busy being a completionist on Mario Party 3. And Rob, well, he needs no introduction. Right, Teluga Fax and GK you've just become a member, so you can have this sound effect for today. And then Leo Brenauer, apologies if I pronounced your surname incorrectly. I had a 1 of 10 with around 1,000 plus views, so like a massive viral moment for them. But it died after just 1 day. I don't understand. It's not clickbait. It sells what it says. Unfortunately, we don't know what the video was about. Like if it was very time sensitive, then obviously that's the challenge. But it's hard to tell, isn't it? What could be the reasons?
Cool thing you could do with your coach. Just send them a little message, like help.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard when we don't have all the info.
Yeah, we can't really look at channels based off super chats because the whole stream would be people just throwing in a couple bucks and saying, look at my channel next. And no one would ever get a free channel review again.
But this is amazing, though.
Yeah, congratulations on like surely it's still your 1 of 10, even though it's kind of died after a day.
And this, was this yesterday? Like, we don't even know what day this was.
Yeah.
Because that's a baby video. We have no idea what's going to happen in a week.
They could sometimes just come back, like a little stair-step pattern on your graph. Like sometimes they'll just pop back up.
Especially if it's a short. I'm presuming it's a long form now, because I think your channel it's about cars from what I remember, like car maintenance or like doing cool stuff with cars. Again, when the data comes in, obviously check the audience retention, maybe check the comments, see if there's anything that's an indicator there. But yeah, we just don't have enough information, unfortunately, to answer that one sufficiently. All right. I highly recommend you do not send us any more super chats because we probably won't have time to answer them because we need to get to this. It is the Claw. And what we do here is randomly pick channels from the big list that you've all been filling in. 231 responses this week. That is a lot. All right, let's pick this channel. And we're going to be getting...
I feel like we could use, Rob.
What's that, Jen?
A nice song about the Claw.
No.
Oh, yeah, putting ideas in my head there. I'll see. I don't know. I kind of ran out of credits on the free one I was using.
Oh, no.
I was thinking maybe 6 choruses this time. Something really, really nice.
Damn AI and its carbon footprint. But there you go. Right. So I think what we're going to do here is set ourselves some time limit. So we're going to give us a maximum of 5 minutes on this one. If my thing's working. Is it working?
Oh, a miniature channel.
There we go. 5 minutes. So miniature channel, Sense Makes Crafts. Just 10 videos. So very early on in their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And, we've already got some breakthroughs here. Look at that. Their last video, 1,000 views.
Wow.
I guess it must take them a while to make videos because they're only posting once a month at best.
Oh my gosh. These tiny homes. I think this is really where their channel's headed. Cardboard house, cardboard house.
I think they need to fix the resolution on their photo editing software so that the text stops getting cut off on all of these thumbnails.
Oh, right. So you're meaning, yeah. Like here.
Yeah.
That's a good observation there, Dan. Yeah. There. So 16 by 9, 19, 20 by 1080 will be a good starting point there.
It kind of looks like the channel's snowballing a little bit, though. It's spiky here and there, but like the last, so 6 months ago and then a month ago, like a couple outliers. I like the one from 6 months ago a lot because it looks highly detailed, but it also still looks like a miniature.
Mm-hmm.
And this is
that must be tricky to do that, to have that sense of scale and detail, but also like know that it's not an actual building.
It builds intrigue a lot to like know that someone handcrafted this, and the more realistic it looks, I almost wonder if that hurts the video because people might scroll past thinking it's just a photo of a barn, but like, no, like you handmade that. So finding different creative ways to get that scale like communicated across the thumbnail is going to be really important. I would look and see how other channels are doing it. One idea that I had was like, what if you did a split screen of like the realistic photo of it and then also the photo of it where it's clearly a miniature? But I don't know. I would definitely follow the examples that other channels like this have probably left for you to see if you can come with some more ideas too for thumbnails.
Let's try the intro to this one. Music. Don't know if that's copyrighted, so I'll turn it down a little bit. And I think it's just going to be a musical experience of them building it.
Yeah. I'd love commentary to this, though. Even if you still took the same exact footage and just talked over it once you were done with the edit, I would just love to know what this technique is called. And like, I want to know how this makes you feel. And just really, this is a good opportunity to kind of explain the hobby and your passion for it. And I don't know if you're willing to do that or interested in doing that, but I've seen a lot of people have success with these types of vibe videos.
What do you think about the hook as well? Do you think it needs like a almost complete moment, or like we'll start at the very beginning and that's what I'm going to show you for the next 15 minutes or 16 minutes?
Maybe something a little more interesting than styrofoam.
I think it should go in reverse, the finished product, and then cut back to the styrofoam.
It's worth a test, at least.
Wow, look at that.
No.
As a talent.
Was that all from like recycled materials?
Yeah, I mean, it looks that way.
That is pretty cool. I feel like this is really accessible for anybody to try.
I get myself in so much trouble with glue like that.
Oh, yeah.
My fingers would just be stuck together within moments. So I guess what we're saying here is, I think, Jen, you kind of identified that they might have a format of making houses specifically. They're successful. Dan, you picked up some thumbnail tweaks. And then like the big decision is, do they go from just a musical experience to actually talking, still being a faceless channel, but like talking either as they're making it or like as a voiceover afterwards as they're editing it together?
Even if they wanted to lean into some text, they could start with that. I've seen that done before, like, you know, building the foundation out of popsicle sticks or whatever, like just little bits of information if they really want no part of themselves on it.
And if it takes so long to make these, I'm wondering if there's a potential to repurpose some of the content into shorts. It's like how can you turn this 16-minute build into like a 30-second quick version of it to have more content going out on a regular basis, if that was something that you might be interested in. But look at that, we're up to 5 minutes. So
that was great. This is a great channel. I think the materials they're using is a standout for them and something they should continue to focus on in the titles.
Cool. Let's pick a gaming channel. 187 channels here. And we are going to lift out channel 157.
Woo!
Oh, you like 157, Jen, is that?
I feel like that's a nice balance of odd numbers.
Cool. You're right.
They mentioned that they can't make videos because their PC is broken.
Did you manage to just see that?
Yeah.
That might be a challenge.
Videos about Geometry Dash.
Oh.
Yeah, so 6 months ago. When was the last shot?
Oh.
Please stop brain rot. I thought that could go viral.
Well, it seems like the answer to this channel's question would be to fix their PC because
well,
something to make it with.
The best advice.
Well, let's think about it. I assume they've got a phone or like whatever they're watching us right now. And Geometry Dash is a mobile game as well. So they may want to investigate like screen recording on their phone and like using anything but CapCut to edit it on your phone. If you don't know what I mean, Bear, just Google it.
If you don't know, you're better off.
Yeah, you are.
Are you though?
I think. I mean, look at the titles. Help me, bro. Please sub.
Yeah, I think your channel focus is going to need a little bit of work. You mentioned Geometry Dash to us when you described your channel, so that's like kind of what you're saying. I've seen a lot of Geometry Dash channels.
We have, yeah.
I would say most of the ones I've seen have struggled to grow in the niche. I feel like it's just one of those games that it's been around for a while. You have your standout channels, and I don't know if or when it ever trends. I know the community around it is very passionate. It's just one of those games that's like really hyper competitive. So I would be trying to figure out ways to stand out and things like that. And yeah, you can maybe use your phone to make the videos. You got to get videos up somehow, whether it's your phone or your computer. Like that is step number one, is to get back to making content, because you can't grow without more content. There needs to be that kind of snowball effect, the momentum it's missing right now.
There you are then. That's GD Coder ZKD. That is a lot of syllables in a channel name. If anybody's waiting in the green room, by the way, we're going to need at least another 10 minutes because we do have some stuff that we need to take care of first. One of those is, I'm just doing it full screen because I don't want to show memes of the week yet, because we want to first of all pick our Discord boost channel first to audit. And so I will just quickly show you the screen here with all of these on. They are numbered all the way up to, goodness, we've got 23 submissions this week. So I'm going to hide the screen again quickly so Jen and Dan didn't see them. Jen, I'm going to pick on you. Well, no, we'll pick on Jen, right? So what I want you to do is give me a number between 1 and 23 to channel audits with a drum roll just to add a bit of tension.
19.
Jen is picking 19. So let's identify channel 19, which is this one right here, just to prove that was a fair pick.
There's only 4 channels is what I've heard, so I don't even know if there is a 19 to pick.
Whatever, Dan. Ben Smith or ES Bendev. All right, now it makes sense when I have him in the channel name. In the channel banner. Right. So 1,500 subscribers, 150 videos. This is a foreign language channel. Oh, what was the trick, Jen? You told us how do we fix this?
Right click.
Right click,
and
translate,
translate.
into English. Boom. Right. Here we go. I guess the niche is Arch Linux and Hyperland. These are 2 coding development programs.
They are a channel that help people get set up with Linux, maybe specifically Arch Linux or other Linux operating systems. Interesting.
We're not sure if these titles will translate perfectly, so we apologize if we're going to pull them apart a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think really the thumbnails don't tell as much, is what I'm saying. Like, other than the software or the development kit, I'm not learning much more about what I'm getting into for some of these.
I think they have some key videos that you'd expect on a channel like this. Your 2025 install, discover what's new next to it. And I think this is how a channel like this is always going to really reach a new audience. It's going to be those updates. It's going to be those full guides at the beginning of the year. And everything else is, I mean, you can also have fun with, videos like this. You can incorporate I've seen channels incorporate like fun AI type of things and challenges and just like, I don't know, having fun in that sense. But I personally believe hands down the beginning of the year is going to be the star. Your updates are going to be the star. And I don't think the thumbnails are bad. I think this is like a standard looking thumbnail for the space like this. Maybe enhanced a little bit, but
how could you visually make this more appealing? Like, how easy is it to install Arch? Maybe you could put it takes five minutes, or like have an installing bar that's like at 98%, or like there's a one click. Another one here. This is what Arch Linux looks like after installing. Well, give us one of the most broadly known screens on this development type, and like how it may have adjusted a little bit, or a before and after. I think there's thumbnail opportunities here that just aren't being.
I think I agree with you. There's definitely opportunity to enhance them, but I think like basic and simple like this.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
like they're on the right track.
Yeah,
let's just do a quick search, Arch.
They're also jumping on trends too. PewDiePie announced, I guess he's switching to Linux or something, and so I saw a video about that, and that did very well. It was an outlier for them.
I think their thumbnails are better than these so far.
Yeah, well, so this is one of these things where the creator space is kind of like, it's not matured yet. Like there's no like what you might call a creator centric person in there who's thinking about marketing and pitching their content. I think maybe the best one is probably that. Like at least you're getting to see the UI a little bit more.
Yeah,
it's a good example of like more depth, more imagery to the thumbnail, but still quite simple.
But so I think there are opportunities here. If you can make thumbnails that are more desirable than these that are just very generic in general, I think you got an opportunity here to stand out.
I also think,
like,
oh, go ahead.
I would say, what other tips can you do? Like how to, 5 ways to do X, or like, yeah. Were you going to say that, Dan?
No, I was going down a similar track though.
Okay, then you take it away.
Well, I was going to say that you can compare it to Windows or Mac in different ways as well, right? Like if there's something that's very easy to do in Windows that is more difficult to do in Mac, or in Linux, like you can make the video focus about that. Like very common Windows features that, yes, you may not have known this, you can also do them in Linux or Arch Linux, and this is how. Like, I don't know. Sorry.
What's the competitor?
Windows and Mac.
Oh.
Like this is just like an alternative to those more mainstay kind of like operating systems. There's a bunch of Linux like operating systems out there, but they're all free and like open source, and that's why there's so many, right? So it's a very interesting space in general, and I think they could talk about more than just Arch Linux. I think they could talk about all kinds of Linux operators. You could talk about the one on the Steam Deck, and like, what does it look like to use the Steam Deck's Linux operating system as like a daily driver? Like, I feel like this is like an endless well of topics they could go into, really.
All right, we can't really watch one of the videos because I just checked. There's no auto dubbing on them, so we can't even see that. Quick question, sidebar question: have you noticed more foreign language videos appearing on your feed, which have been auto dubbed?
Yeah,
I'm noticing that a little bit.
I
don't know if I
not
like
yet.
it.
You know what I noticed though the other day that I took a really terrible picture of? I didn't share that the skip ahead was on my TV.
Ooh,
Like for the promotional like skip ahead portions where they're like, everyone else also skip this part. Do you want it too?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like that feature, unfortunately.
I like that feature as a viewer.
Yeah, I do. I'm glad it's on TVs. They are working on the TV experience, they said, so that's good to know that they brought that into TV.
All right. vidIQ chief, can I just check that the memes of the week area has been sanitized so we can investigate? Is it safe for work? Safe for live streaming? Give us a yes. Yeah, give us a yes if you can, please.
Did they leave?
Well, let's just go in there and see what happens.
Oh my gosh! Wait, no, you should look at it off the.
There we are.
We've got it on screen yet.
We've got the official.
Yes. Immediate
so
panic.
We'll have a look. Right. Me when I buy a PlayStation game from Teammate. Yep. Oh, look, somebody's done something weird with my eyes there. Yes, it might still be too expensive. I'm not enjoying it. Yes. That's my attitude right now. Now, this might be the winner. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there. It is pretty good. Is that one? Pretty good.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, true. What have we got here? Made some screenshots for you folks.
Oh, okay. They're just grabbing them for
Thank
people.
you for that. Hang on. Is that AI down there? What have they done with my shirt there? Anyway.
You mean that's not what your shirt looks like?
That's a pretty good one.
I like that one.
Yeah, all right. Because you needed to put Dwayne on the other side there. POV, someone grew up in the same space and asked for an audit. And also snow. That's too complicated.
Yeah, there's too much going on there.
I'm still trying to work out. Dan, we're going to get you to watch it one day.
We're going to have a live stream, just live viewing.
Yeah. Nice daggers, types things. Just 5 more. Hey. That's a good one as well.
The hand holding your head is
like,
weird.
That's so good.
Yeah, I think this we've started something here, Dan.
Yeah.
All right.
That's yeah.
I'm me personally, I'm going with Shower Simulator 2 because it's a sequel. That's the important thing, Jones. It's a sequel. We need your channel. Can we get that possibly in a private chat?
Click their name or
what do we do?
If you click their name, there should be maybe it's because it's
are they a one-on-one coaching member? Do they really want us to coach them? Oh, that's scary.
Uh-oh.
Maybe
private add it to us.
Yeah, if you can, vidIQ headmaster, please, can you private chat that to us? That would be lovely. But yes, again, exceptional work with the memes of the week. I'm trying to turn these into videos every single week, so I'll try and credit you as well. But yeah, awesome stuff here. I would say that was a close second for me.
That one was really funny.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Right. Do we just stand here in silence until we get the channel, if possible? Is that it? No, that's not the channel. All right.
Okay. We'll just hang out. That's fine.
That's fine. How's creating been for you gentlemen this week?
I'm making some shorts.
Nice. Very nice.
Some tutorial shorts. Got it.
Well, that
nice work.
That was fast.
Got it. All right. Let me bring this up. So the disclaimer here, Jones, is that you have a one-on-one coaching. You might want to take what we say over the next few minutes with a big pinch of salt and pepper. All right. I think it's a gaming channel. I really like the thumbnails because they're kind of very different.
Yeah.
But there's a through line of consistency throughout them. Maybe it's the font or maybe the character that they have in each of these. But I do like that. And then is it video essays?
It looks a little bit like that. Brand new PC gamer reacts to, is GoldenEye 007 good or is it just nostalgia?
I can answer that. I still think it's a brilliant game. I play it like once every 5 years. I still really enjoy it. I probably emulate it to get like the best performance. Like I couldn't play it on the original N64 at 7 frames a second, but it is still good in my opinion.
Yeah.
Let's try one day. We need to find out if GoldenEye is still good. Hang on.
Genre of games defined in the Urban Dictionary as a first-person shooter video game made in the 1990s. Examples can include Wolfenstein, Doom 64, Duke Nukem, Half-Life, and many others, including...
Oh, that music. That gives me chills.
Here's what I'll say. Can you pause real quick?
I can pause it, yes.
I loved the intro because you explained the premise around like a boomer shooter, and I've never heard that term before. But the problem with the thumbnail is that it says boomers love this, and I get it's not literally boomers, right? But I will say that boomer has an already very well known like connotation in everyday life. Yeah. Like we know that a boomer is a person of a certain age group, and boomers did not play like they weren't sitting around playing N64. Like that was after their time, right? I'm not saying no boomers played it. I'm just saying you're referring to boomers, but you're not really referring to boomers as most people know them in the thumbnail. You explain it in the video, and I think the explanation works very well, but I think the thumbnail became too clever as a result, and it probably made people confused a little bit on like a subconscious level, and they kept scrolling.
Clarity over clever every single time.
Yeah.
It's really easy as creatives to be clever. Except on YouTube, it can really kick you in the butt.
Yeah.
Just sorting by most popular. They have some outliers already. Interestingly, again, these thumbnails are fantastic, but they are a little different to what we had previously. Well, what we have now with the character in the thumbnail. And I was just wondering if there are some repeatable title ideas in the sense of could they just have is blank game still alive? Because they're jumping from game to game, and we've had this challenge a lot down with certain channels where I think this channel is able to successfully do it. Kind of, they have proven that they can cover different video games. However, like in the last month, you might argue that they've all been somewhat misses compared to what they were experiencing before.
Yeah, I wonder. No one's going to want to hear this when you've committed so hard to it, but I do wonder, as well as the character looks on the thumbnails, if that branding is taking up too much room and making it more difficult to decipher the thumbnail.
Yeah, fair point.
Like the worst one, in my opinion, is the latest thumbnail because it's like the Fallout box art, and you have your character's face over the Fallout mascot's face. So like all the familiarity is really hard to see. Like Fallout has a very specific lore and universe, and a lot of it is being obscured in that thumbnail.
Let's just check one of these older videos and see if that character is there, but just not in the thumbnail.
Move it left, move left, move left. Shift left, guys, right left, straight left. Keep moving, guys, keep moving. Keep moving, guys, keep moving.
Is any talking here?
Turns this game more into a comedy than it does a Civil War simulation. So I had to make another video about it. And before...
So I'm wondering if this is a character that they've introduced recently.
Yeah. It seems like the channel has changed because there's such a drastic difference between the thumbnails, and maybe they're leaning more into comedy now, just like lightening up the channel a little bit.
The most beloved puzzle game of all time behind Candy Crush. But you don't say that. This game revolutionized the limits of what a puzzle game could be.
So yeah, it feels like they're trying to stack more intricacy onto their videos as they develop their style.
Yeah.
I think that they have some good buckets that they're leaning into. I like that they have this series. Now I know why you love blank. However, in my opinion, this is always going to depend on the popularity of whatever you're covering after that. So this is, I don't think, ever going to be a consistent series. It's a good series to have, and I think it's fun. I also saw that they were doing first time play. So I played, it was up. It was a more recent video. So I played Halo, and then this is like first time, I guess, a first time playthrough.
That's a very old game.
I'm wondering if this is a better way to frame some of these old games that they're playing.
Yeah.
And this just comes down to packaging, because they're doing the same thing.
I like the ideas a lot. I like the idea of a younger person playing games that were a generation or two behind them. And I just think that their new thumbnail strategy, and I'm sorry if this contradicts the other advice we've gotten. It's just a personal thing, I guess.
Oh my gosh. Going to like fight with their coach on
right. But like, I just think that they leaned too heavily into branding right now. It's a gaming channel. Like, you need people to recognize, like Jen, you've kind of already said this, like they got to recognize the game, you know? It helps to play really popular old games, but then also they have to see it and go, oh, I remember playing that. And
that's the reaction you want. Exactly what Dan just did. Like, oh my gosh, I forgot that existed.
Yeah.
These are all games that are at least a decade old, or like 5 years, the very youngest of these.
I also feel like where they're at right now, what do they have? Like 8 to 12 videos of that new style thumbnail? This could be an experiment they were trying with their coach that could be coming to an end right now. Like, this is a good amount of data for 8 videos with a new packaging, and it could be time to look at, you know, what's been going on, because you have to try new things. You have to do it in a controlled way like this. So props to this creator for having the patience to follow through with changes. But now it might be the time where you look at it and you're like, okay, maybe it didn't work the way that we had hoped it was going to work. What can we take away? What can we keep? What can we change? And move on to the next experiment.
Yeah. You need this many videos for an experiment like this. It's true. Like, it takes more than a couple attempts.
That is Jones E. And thank you again for a truly, truly magnificent, let's find it, thumbnail right there.
So good.
Brilliant work. Brilliant work. All right. I think since it is Canada Day, we're going to end a little early.
Oh, okay.
So we can all go celebrate Canada.
I think all of you, you've been running for 1 minute 27, 1 hour, not 1 minute, 1 hour 27. I think for the next 2 minutes, you should just think about how great Canada is, and just bask in the glory of snow, maple leaves. What other Canadian stereotypes are they?
Healthcare.
Free, affordable healthcare.
Yep.
Yeah, probably shouldn't say what's in my head right now.
What about the aurora? How often do you see the aurora up there?
Yeah, on occasion.
Yeah.
And just Canada's great.
Vinegar on French fries.
Poutine. The fact that hockey is a national sport, and yet we haven't won a Stanley Cup in about 30 years.
Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
What are those little, what do you call the little donuts? Timbits.
Yeah.
Timbits.
Gotta love a Timbit. White Spot, if you lived in BC. London Drugs. Oh, what a shop that was.
I don't know anything you just said.
London Drugs, right, is a shop where you walk into it and the husband goes left to all of the tech and the video games, and the wife goes right to all of the makeup and whatever. I'm stereotyping completely there, but that is what Sarah and I used to do. Like we both.
No, that sounds magical. I will accept the stereotype. That
we
sounds
loved going to London Drugs because it just served all demographics in one way or another. Yeah.
Well,
that's why Canada's great, and that's why we've run up now to 2 hours.
Yeah.
Jen, thank you for your presence. I wish you safe travels. I think you're going to do some podcasts. Dan, just stay safe playing video games. I think.
Stay safe.
Heck is that? What? That's not
Hot
ominous.
out. Just stay safe.
Right.
Is something going to happen to me?
Steer clear of Jurassic Park, and don't pick up any fossils.
Okay.
Wave goodbye, everybody. End the stream.